the voters of Wisconsin face a simple choice. Do you want to be ruled by the radical left mob, or do you want to stand tall as free men and women in the greatest country on earth and keep it that way? Do you want to crush our economy under the crazy socialist policies of sleepy Joe Biden and his boss, Kamala Harris, and his other boss, Nancy Pelosi, she's a beauty, and his ruler, Bernie Sanders, crazy Bernie? Or do you want to quickly rebuild the strongest economy in the history of the world, which we did? We're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to do it again, and we're in the process of doing it. We built the greatest economy on earth, and now we're doing it again. You look at all the numbers. We're going to go over them. Do you want to defund and defame and dismantle the police? I don't think so. Do you want to support the incredible heroes of law enforcement? Yes, right? Do you want your friends and family to be persecuted by the far left wing? It's called cancel culture, right? Cancel culture. Or do you want to defend our history, our heroes, our faith, our values, and our treasured American way of life, which is what we have? Now, don't believe the lies you're going to hear on tape. Mostly it's going to be tape. I wonder, is Joe Biden taping his speech too? Because if he is, I think I'll tape mine. How do you watch it taped? They talk about a convention. How do you watch a taped speech? I would imagine Joe is going to do everything he can to tape it. I saw them asking him questions today. It was a news conference, and he read them off a teleprompter. I don't get it. I don't get it. Something going on up there. We can't afford it. You know, I can tell you this. Look, from doing this now, we built the greatest economy in the world. We rebuilt our military. We gave you the greatest tax cuts in history. Gave you the greatest regulation cuts. We became energy independent. We've done things that nobody thought possible, right? Nobody thought possible. We've done things that nobody ever thought. You had the greatest year in the history of your state last year. Greatest year. And when you look at the numbers, you're going to have an even greater year next year, unless somebody comes in and quadruples your taxes, in which case it's called a depression, folks. It's called a depression. It's not going to happen because we're going to win. We're going to win. Biden is just a Trojan horse for socialism. He is. He's a Trojan horse. He has no clue, but the people around him are tough, and they're smart, but we disagree with them very, very strongly. They're mean, and they're angry, like her. By the way, nobody treated Joe Biden worse than Kamala, right? She was worse than Pocahontas. She was worse than anybody on stage. Nobody treated him worse or with, less respect. She had no respect. All of a sudden, she's now saying, isn't he wonderful? She didn't feel that way a little while ago. Let's talk about her for a second. She left in shame. She started at 14. She left at 2. She went in the wrong direction. So if a poll is any indication, that's what we want. Speaking of polls, fake news CNN, they probably have their camera going, thank you very much. No, we have to. Frankly, their pollster is much better than Fox, because Fox has never gotten it right. Fox pollster, I don't know who he is, but he hasn't had a clue for about 7 years. Let me just tell you that CNN gave us an increase of 10 or 11 points in just a short period of time that we went up, and now they call it margin of error. Don't believe it. We're way beyond the margin of error. Don't believe it. I just got back from Texas and Florida and Ohio. We were all over the place. We went to great states, and every roadway and highway, we had thousands, tens of thousands, I would say at least on each one, 100,000 people from the plane, because, that's why this isn't a rally. This is, again, friendly protest. We're not allowed to do rallies, right? Because of rules and regulations, which we want to adhere to. But from the plane to an oil well, from the plane to getting law enforcement, all of the sheriffs in Florida gave us their full endorsement. All right? And in Ohio, we went to a plant, Whirlpool. They were out of business. They were going out of business, and now they're a thriving company because they were dumping washing machines and dryers into our country, and I stopped it. And I said, you want to do that? We're putting a massive tariff. And all of a sudden, Whirlpool and thousands of people, they work in Ohio and other places, it became a really terrific company again. And we went there. But if you look at the kind of enthusiasm we have never had the enthusiasm that we have right now, and that includes 2016. And I hate to say it, and I don't want to be rude because I would never be rude, but let me just tell you, Joe Biden has no enthusiasm. No enthusiasm. And you don't win without enthusiasm. Like, people aren't saying we got to get him in. The only reason they want him in is they want to stop our great agenda. That's the only reason. That's the only thing he is going. And nobody wins when you're not on the side of enthusiasm. So we have more than we ever had in 2016. And in 2016, nobody has ever seen a campaign with that kind of enthusiasm. And we have much more now.